the road that never ends. The bus rolled through the backwoods of West Virginia a little after midnight, headlights cutting a thin tunnel through the trees. 22 students from Ridgefield College were packed into the seats, most of them dead asleep after a full day at the state fair. Coach Danny Halbert was slumped against the window near the front, snoring softly. Beside him, his co-chaperone, Coach Marcus Webb, had his cap pulled down over his eyes. Behind the wheel, their driver, Earl Tanner, fought to keep his own eyes open, blinking hard against the hypnotic rhythm of the yellow lines. In the back, a 19-year-old sophomore named Tyler Griggs jolted awake with his bladder aching. "Coach," he whispered, shaking the seat in front of him. "Coach, I gotta go." Coach Halbert cracked one eye open, looked out the window at the endless wall of pine trees, and muttered, "Wait till we're out of the woods. Wake me up then." Tyler nodded and pressed his face to the glass, watching the trees blur past, willing the forest to end. It felt like it took forever, but eventually the tree line broke, and the bus rumbled out onto a stretch of open, empty road, flat scrubland on either side, not a house or a light in sight. He nudged Coach Halbert awake and pointed. The coach rubbed his face and told Earl to pull over. The moment the bus hissed to a stop, Halbert stood and called back through the aisle. "Anybody need to go? Now's the time. Otherwise, we're not stopping again till Clarksburg." That was enough to rouse Jake Sorensen from the back row, who'd been sleeping with his hoodie pulled over his face. He stumbled up, still half asleep, and followed Coach Halbert off the bus. Halbert clicked on a flashlight and the two of them peeled off toward the tree line on opposite sides of the road, disappearing into separate patches of brush to do their business. Tyler finished first and climbed back onto the bus. Jake didn't come back right away. Then, from the darkness, Jake let out a short, sharp yell. Halbert and Tyler both spun toward the sound. A few seconds later, Jake came crashing back out of the bushes, breathing hard. "You all right?" Halbert asked, flashlight jumping over Jake's face. Yeah, sorry. Stepped on something sharp. Thought it was a snake." They laughed it off, and one by one the group filed back onto the bus. Earl was just about to pull back onto the road when a single headlight swung around from behind them and a motorcycle pulled up alongside the driver's window. The rider, an older man in a faded denim jacket, flipped up his visor. "You folks aren't from around here, are you?" "No, sir," Earl said. "Just passing through. Heading back to Clarksburg. You know this stretch of road's got a reputation." The man's voice dropped, like he was telling them something he half regretted having to say. "Folks around here call it a Haint Road. Something walks it at night." Halbert, still rubbing sleep from his eyes, gave a tired laugh. "Yeah, we've heard the stories. We'll be fine, just getting these kids home." The rider shrugged, flipped his visor back down, and rode off into the dark without another word. As Earl pulled the bus forward, a girl near the front, Madison Cole, wide awake now and unable to shake the strange feeling the biker had left behind, turned around in her seat. What did he mean, a Haint Road? Coach Webb, who'd woken up somewhere in the commotion, answered before Halbert could wave it off. "Old Appalachian word. Haint's a restless spirit. Folks say if you die out on a lonesome road at night, car wreck, whatever, sometimes your spirit doesn't know it's dead. It just keeps walking that same stretch over and over, waiting for someone to come along." "And when someone does?" Madison asked. "Depends who you ask," Webb said. "Some versions, it just wants company. Follows travelers, tries to lead them off the road. Other versions," he paused. "Other versions, it wants to trade places. Needs a living person to take over the walk so it can finally rest. So it makes sure you never find your way out, turns you around, brings you back to the same spot again and again, until you're as lost and as tired as it is." Earl, hands tight on the wheel, added quietly, "My uncle drove a rig for 30 years on roads like this. Said the ones who go missing out here, half the time it's not an accident that killed them. It's exhaustion, fear, driving in circles till they run off the road themselves. The haint doesn't have to touch you. It just has to make you tired enough scared enough that you do the rest yourself. Man drives trucks his whole life and still believes in ghost stories. A voice muttered from the back. It was Jake, arms crossed, clearly unnerved and covering for it with attitude. Bunch of hillbilly nonsense to scare tourists. Jake, quiet down and get some sleep, Halbert said, more sharply than he meant to. The bus went quiet again. One by one, heads drooped and eyes closed. Tyler didn't sleep. He kept watching out the window as the flat scrubland gave way to trees again. Thicker this time, older looking, branches knitted so tight overhead that the moonlight barely got through. The bus rumbled on for what felt like 20 minutes, 30, and then, through a gap in the trees, Tyler caught sight of something that made his stomach drop. A shuttered roadside diner, the kind with a faded sign and a gravel lot, sitting dark beside the highway. He'd seen that same diner already, miles back, before the open stretch, before the biker, before any of it. No way, he whispered to himself, pressing closer to the glass. No way, no way. He scrambled up the aisle to Earl. Mr. Tanner, what road are we on? Are we still in the same woods? Same road the whole time, kid. What? Because I just saw that diner again. The one from before the field. We're going in circles. Earl frowned, glanced in the mirror, said nothing, but Tyler saw his knuckles go white on the wheel. The commotion woke Coach Halbert. What's going on? Coach, I think we're stuck, Tyler said, voice shaking now. I think that guy on the bike was right. I think something's got us. Coach Webb sat up straighter. Tyler, that's enough. You're scaring people. Look outside then. Tyler pointed. Tell me you don't remember that shuttered diner. A few more heads turned to the windows now. And there, just past the diner's gravel lot, someone spotted it. An overturned pickup truck, rusted and wrecked, half in the ditch. Madison gasped. She remembered passing it an hour ago when they'd first entered these woods, everyone half joking about how it must have been sitting there for years. It was still there, exactly the same, like the bus had never left it behind at all. The trees thinned again, and the bus rolled back out onto that same flat, empty stretch of scrubland where they'd stopped the first time. No lights, no houses, nothing but road in every direction. Nobody was laughing anymore. Turn around, someone said. Go back the other way. There is no other way, Earl said, quieter than anyone wanted to hear. One road in, one road out. That's all there's ever been out here. Jake, pale now, all his earlier bravado gone, spoke up from the back. My grandmother used to talk about roads like this. Said if a Haint's got you turned around, you can't outrun it and you can't drive through it. You just have to wait it out. It only holds power in the dark. Come sunrise, it loses its grip and the road lets go. So what? We just sit here till dawn? Halbert asked. Better than driving in circles till we run out of gas or run off the road, Jake said. If it's got us confused, that's fine. Confusion doesn't kill anybody. Panic does. Earl eased off the gas, easing the bus down until it slowed to a crawl on the open stretch, engine idling. We'll hold here. Doors locked, engine running, lights on. We wait for sunup. For a long while, nobody spoke. Some kids. Kids cried quietly. Others just stared out at the dark, watching for anything moving out there in the scrub. Madison kept glancing at the digital clock on the dash, willing the numbers to move faster. Every time the bus idled forward even a few feet, someone would call out, checking landmarks against memory, terrified of seeing that diner again. Then, near 4 a.m, Coach Webb, who drifted into an uneasy doze, jerked upright at Earl's shout. Sign. There's a sign up ahead. Everyone crowded to the windshield. Reflective green letters glowed in the headlights. Welcome to Hollow Creek, POP 4200. That's my hometown, Earl said, disbelief cracking his voice. That's 15 minutes from Clarksburg. We just left the fairgrounds 2 hours ago. There's no way we're already here. But the sign didn't move, didn't waver, didn't turn into anything else the way the diner and the wrecked truck had circled back on them. A few actual streetlights appeared. A gas station, lit and open. A dog barked somewhere behind a fence. The world, ordinary and solid, had returned. Behind them, the tree line where the Tulane Road curved back into the woods sat dark and still, giving up nothing. Nobody said much the rest of the way into town. When the bus finally pulled into the Ridgefield College parking lot just before 6 a.m., the sky was turning gray at the edges. Students filed off in near silence, shaken in a way that had nothing to do with lack of sleep. Tyler was one of the last off the bus. He turned back once, looking at Earl, who sat gripping the wheel like he hadn't quite let go of it yet. "You believe in that stuff, Mr. Tanner? Paints and all that?" Earl was quiet for a moment. "Didn't this morning. Ask me again tonight." Nobody who was on that bus ever agreed to take the night route through Hollow Creek Woods again. And to this day, if you ask around town about the old Tulane Road that cuts through those trees, the old-timers will tell you the same thing the biker did. It isn't the kind of road you want to be on once the sun goes down.